This is a quick demo of the Hooks plugin, part of the design tools I developed for Higher Logic. And these are products of Highstrap. You may also see some examples on my site called Content Garden, which is really kind of a design resource that anyone can use, mostly for people designing with the Higher Logic CMS. So one thing I noticed right away when I started working with Higher Logic was and I was coming from the world of WordPress mostly, also did some work on the Personify e-business system, and they use .NET Nuke. Which I don't like that CMS that much, but just looking at some of these styling hooks, there was a question on the Hug forum. How do we style an individual menu item? And so the plugin is active right now, and it actually gives this class, so it's based on the actual title of that menu item. So it adds nav content page. So if I'm styling, and I actually want to style the link inside, I'm just going to borrow that class, but I'm going to make one that's more specific. Drop down menu li dot, and I'm just looking at the actual class here, li.nav content page. Then maybe I'll make it a background orange. Match my rare orange red there a little more. I'm going to color white, whatever I want. So now, if I move my content page to another part of my menu system, this style will go with it. So I'm not going to lose my styles. But important thing to keep in mind: this class is based on the exact title. So if I change this to content page 2 in the admin, this style will have no effect. So I just broke my design a little bit if I changed the page title and I didn't realize my CSS was hooking onto it. So it's a good thing to have documented. Anyone working on your site, an area where they can say, or where items are outlined, like, hey, don't change these page titles because they're using some custom CSS. And actually, probably more importantly, let's actually go into content page. One of the benefits of this class, it adds a lot of styling hooks, and I'm just looking at the body element here. It's got a bunch of things. Now, just by default, Higher Logic gives you interior and home. It always gives you body background. It's not that useful, but I can style based on an interior page or the home page. But that's all. So all these are custom classes. So because Higher Logic only gives you the two classes, let's say I've got two interior pages, but I want them to look a little different. What this does is take my page title, kind of similar to the menu items, and it will add this class page, content page. This is wrapping a little. Oops. Okay, so my page is content page. So I can write some CSS based on that, and it even, oh, here it is. It even tells me the section, so it knows I'm in About Us. So this could be used. You can kind of color code sections within your site if you wanted to do that. And just to show you how I would do this, I would do, let's say I'll write a style just for content page. So if I've got body.page content page and then my H1, maybe I want to make that look a little different. I'll just do background orange, red. Maybe I'll change the width here because I want it to go full width. I'll make it white. Okay. So something like that. So this would only affect this page because it's using the new body class I have. Or if I wanted it to apply to the entire About Us section, the class would be, in this case, section About Us. And another thing it does, sometimes on like longer landing page layouts, we need a bunch of different styles on various elements. This one is in the Bootstrap column, section 13. And let's say the actual row was something I wanted to style, the whole row, but just this row. Higher Logic doesn't give you a class. All they do is to give you row wide, clear fix. So these are the ones that I've added. This one's automatically added row 7. And then arbitrary value also. I wanted to call it gray row 1. So I'll show you where that is added. This is section 13. So I can add this. These are data attributes. So I added gray row 1 data row class. So now I can style that row based on whatever class I want to give it. So let me cancel that. Go back to view. And if I'm debugging here, here's my row. So I can use gray row 1. I want to make that whole thing gray, so I'll go background. It's a light gray. And then I can change the width. Maybe I wanted that full width. And then maybe I'll give it some padding also. And then, so gray row, that can go into my theme, because I may want to use that on some other landing pages. But again, if I only wanted that to be on this one page, I would do body.page. See if that's capitalized. I forget. Okay, it does keep the capitalization the way I'm using it. So this would be page dash content page, gray row 1.